Joel, for your positive messages and your book. I'm wondering, though, why you sidestepped Larry's earlier question about how we get to heaven. The Bible clearly tells us that Jesus is the way, the truth, and the light, and the only way to the Father is through him. That's not really a message of condemnation, but of truth.
Yeah, I would agree with her. I believe that.
So then
that's
a
what
Jew is not going to heaven.
No,
You can't.
Well, no, here's my thing, Larry, is I can't judge somebody's heart, you know. I don't know. Only God can look at somebody's heart. And so, I don't know. To me, it's not my business to say, you know, this one is or this one isn't. I'm just saying, here's what the Bible teaches, and I want to put my faith in, in Christ. And I think it's wrong when we go around saying, you know, you're not going, because it's not exactly my way. I'm not going to be the God.
You believe your way.
I believe my way. I believe my way with all my heart. But
for someone who doesn't share it, it is wrong, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, I don't know if I look at it like that. I would present my way, but I'm just going to let God be the judge of that. I mean, I don't know.
So you make no judgment on anyone?
No, but
about atheists?
No, you know what? I'm going to let God be the judge of who goes to heaven and hell. And I present the truth. And I say it every week, you know, I believe it's a relationship with Jesus. But you know what? I'm not going to go around telling everybody else. If they don't want to believe that, that's going to be their choice. God's got to look at your own heart. God's got to look at your heart. And only God knows that.
You believe there's a place called heaven?
Good evening to you. I'm Tom Ziska. We're glad to have you with us. We begin with today's terrible news that a woman was shot and killed after she opened fire at Houston's Lakewood Church. Chaotic afternoon. It ended with those two officers killing the shooter. Ended with a small child hospitalized and a man as well. We shared the breaking news as it unfolded. Fox 26's Abigail Dye is live at Lakewood, where she has been since the news broke this afternoon. Abigail.
Tom, there's just a few flashing lights behind me now, and it's quiet. Much more quiet than it was all afternoon. It was absolute chaos out here on scene, and it's really heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking to think that officers were forced to kill someone inside this church today. Lights, robots, hundreds of officials responding to pure terror at Lakewood Church.
We heard gunshots going off.
At first, it was like 2, and then within 5 minutes, it was more than 2.
We didn't really realize what was going on. I think everybody was still trying to process what they had just heard, and probably we didn't want to hear what we thought we heard.
But it was real. Police say a woman came into the west end of the church with a small child at her side. Wearing a trench coat, armed with a rifle, she opened fire.
There's a shooter, there's a shooter, there's a shooter.
They started shooting more. That's when everybody threw themselves on the floor and everybody started running.
We worship together, we cry together, but we rebuild together.
Chief Troy Fenner says 2 off-duty officers working as security shot the suspect, killing her. The 5-year-old boy by her side was caught in the crossfire, along with the 57-year-old man. It's unclear whose gunfire hit the 2 victims.
That suspect put that baby in danger. I'm going to put that blame on her.
He says the woman also had a backpack on, claiming she had a bomb with her, spreading some type of substance around. But police say no explosives were found on scene.
This is a tragic day to watch how we stand together. No suspect or suspects will tear down our city and our places of worship.
We came to, praise and worship God and Jesus. And I think that, that they came to put fear in our hearts. We know that this is not going to stop us because it's not going to put fear in God's people.
We still don't know who this suspect is, and we still don't know the motive behind all of this. But we are expecting an update from police tomorrow, so be sure to stay with Fox 26 as this story develops.
Fire at Joel Osteen's megachurch in Houston yesterday. William Lajeunesse is on this for us. William, what exactly are we learning?
So we just got a hold of the search warrant and can confirm that the shooter is identified as a 36-year-old Genesee Yvonne Moreno. She had been born a man, Jeffrey Escalante, from El Salvador, and has a lengthy criminal record. Now, according to the search warrant from Montgomery County, she pointed an AR-15 at the officers, off-duty officers who were in the church at the time, and they fired upon her, killed her, and was considered in self-defense. Also, there was word that the woman had claimed that she had a bomb and she had a backpack. They checked that out. Turned out it wasn't true, but according to the search warrant, she was in possession of a yellow color rope and substances consistent with the manufacture of explosives. They thought that was a detonation cord. They looked into it and it turned out not to be the case. We're also hearing from local reports that the 5-year-old who was with this woman is likely not to make it. The 5-year-old boy has been in critical condition, and according to the Houston Chronicle, it doesn't appear that individual is going to make it. A 57-year-old man was also shot in this altercation at Lakewood Church there in Houston, which of course is operated by celebrity pastor Joel Osteen. That individual, the 57-year-old man, he's going to be okay. He was shot in the leg. But the information we're getting now, we've seen a lengthy criminal record on this individual. Again, as a man, he had a lengthy record of assaulting a police officer, marijuana, also got a lengthy record here of several different offenses over about the past since 2005. So that's what we got from here, and news conference is scheduled to begin at 2:30 Eastern, and we should get more information.
Yeah,
Reading out of Psalms 50, we're going to read 16 down to verse 19. And it reads, "But unto the wicked God said, What hast thou to do to declare my statutes, or that thou shouldest take my covenant in thy mouth? Seeing thou hatest instruction, and cast my words behind thee. When thou sawest a thief, then thou contendest with him, and hast been partakers with adulterers." 19. "Thou givest thy mouth to evil, and thy tongue frameth deceit." Call halal Yahweh, Bashima Mashiach Yahushai, Ruha Rukakudash. Double honors to the mighty men, the elders, and the apostles in the community, waking up the lost sheep, the house of Israel in these last days. Peace and blessings to everyone doing this truth and humbleness, sincerity. Again, I'm going to say shalom. I'm going to get right to it. It'll be short, family. We're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about this shooting. Okay, there was a shooting at Lakewood Church in Houston. Little history. I lived in Houston close to 2 years. And I did attend that church in the world. And that church is massive. That church is about the half size of a damn stadium. That's how big that place actually is. But to the point, someone went in there, opened up, and I believe 2 people died and there was some wounded. And this thing went viral. Yo, check it. Like scare, excuse me, for a lot of these mega churches in, here in Babylon the Great now, because that incident, right? Now, the elders and the apostles has always told us in the last days, we're going to get many stories like that. Okay. But the chief warning should be for you so-called Negroes, Latinos, so-called Native American Indians, indigenous Indians, just the indigenous abroad going into the scattered 12 tribes of Israel, and especially you Negroes in America, I'm going to tell y'all something. Stop going to these churches, man. Okay? Shout out to Sister Lisa Cabrera. She said it best. Sunday church is nothing but entertainment, man. You're not going to get no knowledge of the truth in that. Okay? You're going to go in. You're going to sing and dance. Bounce around like a damn bunny rabbit. Announcements. They're going to pass that bucket like 5 or 6 times. Then you're going to have, Osteen, he don't even teach the Bible. He's actually like a motivational speaker. But his whole thing is money. It's a money grab. I'm going to make this short. We're going to get the classic. We're going to get the classic. And actually, before I go to the 2 Corinthians, because the Lord tell us to come from among this stuff, man. In the heat of this so-called Black History Month, you got this thing with Malcolm X and King. I think it's like some series on Netflix, one of those little TV setups, one of them TV apps. And what do America put on the people the most? Christianity, witchcraft. Islam, witchcraft. Judaism, witchcraft. But chiefly the first two. Wood and stone. And tell you that Deuteronomy, roughly paraphrasing. The Lord's not with this, that's all idols, man. And for you brothers in Islam, Mecca was one of the biggest slave ports in the world. And yet our people, dumb as they want to be, still bowing down to a damn copper stone that can't even move an inch. Right? And white Jesus, you can forget it. And Caesar Borgia. That Ku Klux Klan and Nazi ain't saving nobody, man. So our people got to wake up before this judgment manifests. Let's get some scriptures. I'm going to end it. It shouldn't be long. Let's go to, I think I had an account. I was holding an account, 2 Chronicles. I want to deal with that. 21, let me see. And verse, let me see. Give me a second. Or was it 18 and 21? Let me see. I mean, to the point, our people got to come out of this madness, man. Give me a second, y'all. Give me one moment. Lost my precept. Slakia. One moment. One moment. Yeah, I found it. My apologies. I just found it. We're going to read 2 Chronicles 18 and verse 21. And it reads, and he said, I will go out and be a lying spirit in the mouth of all his prophets. And the Lord said, thou shalt entice him, and thou shalt also prevail. Go out and do even so. Now, this is obviously an angel on the left-hand side. Just giving the order. Okay, let's read it again. Because this is the essence of Sunday church. It's witchcraft. You know, Sunday church going to Ceramus. It deals heavy in Babylonian practices. Okay, the Most High Sabbath is the 7th day. Sunday is the first day of the damn week. Okay, so the Spirit of the Lord not in those wicked ass churches anyway. It's not the first time someone's been shot in the church. I could pull the history. I believe there was a shooter in the Carolinas that shot up people. There was accounts in Cali. It's a bunch of accounts where people got shot up in the damn church because the Spirit of the Most High not in there. You know what's sad about this? 2 parts of our people won't hearken, man. They still won't listen. Let's read this from the top. Second Chronicles, 18 and 21. And he said, I will go out and be a lying spirit in the mouth of all his prophets. And the Lord said, thou shalt entice him, and thou shalt also prevail. Go out and do even so. Yeah, that's the angel. That's a vessel working on the left-hand side. And that's all Sunday worship is about. Satan worship and just acts of wickedness. Because they will not teach, thus said the Lord. I'm going to get the classic in 2 Corinthians 6. The classic accounts. The Lord said, come from among this. And they didn't show the victims. I'm hoping and praying it wasn't Israelites that died in there. But, you know, sometimes, well, often with Israel, the Lord have to make gross example, and, you know, our people get bodied in these incidents. So the Lord requires us to keep the commandments and keep the laws according to the scriptures, not satanic Sunday worship. And Joel Osteen is the devil that the Bible speaks of. The Most High not dealing with that white supremacist, man. But 2 parts of our people, they won't listen. Next verse, Second Chronicles 18 and verse 22. Now therefore, behold, the Lord had put a lying spirit in the mouth of these thy prophets, and the Lord had spoken evil against thee. That's church, man. Okay. And the Most High, you know, he just gonna continue to bring this judgment as these days of Jacob's trouble begin to elevate here in Babylon the Great. Let's get the classic. Let's go to 2 Corinthians. This the classic right here, man. And this is the end all be all for our people. Come from among this madness called Sunday church. I mean, for all you newcomers in the truth, you know who the biggest pushers of Christian in America, who enforce Christianity the hardest? The Ku Klux Klan. Yeah, the ones that burn the crosses in their yards or whatever. And during chattel slavery, they were burning Negroes on the crosses. Okay? And it's funny that they keep pushing how Caesar Borgia is going to save everybody. That's insanity. How the same people that poison God's creation with all manner of wickedness and evil devices are going to be the very people to save the earth. That's insane. Okay? But let's read the classic. I'm almost done. 2 Corinthians 6. I'm going to start at verse 16. Listen up. And what agreement had this temple of God with idols? For you're the temple of the living God. As God has said, I will dwell in them and I will walk in them. This is dealing with his Israelites, not all nations. Okay. And I will be their God, and they shall be my people. That's very possessive. Okay. This elect gathering in these last days is for the elect 12 tribes of Israel and the elect remnant body. Not the Klanmen, not the Nazis, not the ADL, the SPLC, not the Canary Mission, okay? Not your elite families, not heathen nations. is for the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. That's it, family. Salvation is for the 12 tribes of Israel, and that's all. The other nations go in captivity. They're going to be subservient to the Israelites. That's Isaiah 14:1 on down. Okay? Racism, white supremacy, led by these racist neo-Nazis and Ku Klux Klanmen. When their time is expired in the kingdom, they're gonna be extinct from the Creator. Obadiah 1:18. Okay, it's not for them. Their kingdom is right now. Let's read on. 2 Corinthians 6 and verse 17, and this is the point for our people that's so goddamn hard-headed. Listen up. Wherefore, come out from among them. I'm gonna repeat that. This is playing upon tables. The Most High loved the 12 tribes of Israel. Not everybody. Okay? Read this again. 2 Corinthians 6 and verse 17. Wherefore come out from among them and be ye separate, said the Lord, and touch not the unclean thing, and I will receive you. I'm going to read it again for y'all. A lot of people know this even in the Bible. You got this stupid ass theme still going on in Babylon the Great. Love, show love, be love. How the hell you going to be love while they're poisoning the earth, causing a nuclear war, just causing every manner of anarchy in every manner of the geopolitical world? Is that love? See how stupid these elites are? Be love while they're just trying to kill off everybody and hide in billion-dollar bunkers underground, showing the world this thing coming to an end. But be love. See how ignorant that is? Let's read again. 2 Corinthians 6 and verse 17. Wherefore come out from among them and be ye separate, said the Lord, and touch not the unclean thing, and I will receive you. Verse 18. And will be a father unto you, and ye shall be my sons and daughters, said the Lord Almighty. That's plain. Okay. When you read John 17 and 17, tell you, roughly paraphrasing, thy word is truth. You're not going to get the truth in the Joel Osteen mega church. That white supremacist only worry about his bank account. Okay. And all the suckers that's going to just ignorantly put money in there and not share one legitimate breakdown of precept with precepts to bring understanding of thus said the Lord. He won't do that. Okay, so come out from among this nonsense, man. Okay, there's another account, Acts, that kind of mirror what I just brought out. The Lord, the Lord's not in these temples, man. The Most High is not in these temples made by the hands of men, roughly paraphrasing. Okay. But we're going to deal with the classic. I'm not going to keep y'all too long. And stop going to these wicked-ass Sunday churches. And for what it's worth, inquire the Most High for a good Israelite congregation. Okay? It's a bunch of them. You have some on the right-hand side, and painfully you have some on the left-hand side, but inquire the Most High. But you need this truth to get salvation, and chiefly, keep the commandments. Okay? Because it's going to turn up in Babylon the Great. There's going to be so many more stories like that. I mean, some brothers saying the martial law going to manifest. It could manifest. Even in the heat of a global war that's going to turn nuclear, right? All types of things are going to play out, family. So you have to be firm in this truth and keep the commandments. Okay? Keep the commandments. You got to keep the commandments. Any group teaching, roughly paraphrasing, any group saying, it's a general disclaimer. Groups, now I'm hearing certain groups teaching, you just got to have faith, not keep the commandments. You don't want to listen to groups like that. Okay? But we're going to end it in a legend in Revelation, the 18th chapter. So I'm not going to keep y'all too long. Revelations chapter 18 and verse 1. And after these things I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. Verse 2, and he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen. It is fallen. It is become the habitation of devils, the hold of every foul spirit, and cage of every unclean and hateful bird. For all nations have drunk of the wine of wrath for fornications, and the kings of the earth have committed fornications with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. This is talking about America. This is talking about Babylon the Great, America in the last days. Okay, verse 4, this is the point. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her. It says, come out of her, my people. Okay, that you be not partakers of her sins, and that you receive not of her plagues. I'm gonna read that again. Especially these Negroes in America. You know, I agree 2 parts, but you know, the Lord's he's gonna seal the elect. And when the elect sealed, this place is gonna be destroyed. Okay? Revelations 18 and 4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that you be not partakers of her sins, and that you receive not of her plagues. Israel, keep the commandments, hold strong, stand firm in his truth, as these days of Jacob's trouble begin to elevate in these latter days we live. Okay? And with that, give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High Power of Israel, Yahweh, Ba'Shem HaMashiach Yahushai. Double honor to mighty men, the elders, and the apostles in the community, waking up the lost sheep, house of Israel in these last days. Peace and blessings to everyone doing this truth and humbleness and sincerity. Israel, I love y'all. We got next. Shalom.